Hello guys, welcome to the market commentary for today. Today is December the 23rd. This is the last market commentary that we will do before Christmas. So hopefully you guys have had a nice trading week up until now and hopefully have a nice wind down and a nice break over the Christmas period. Now let me just make sure that we cover the disclaimers real quick. They're up there on the top left hand corner, so please read them. If you need to pause the video to read them, by all means do that. Now, my name is Becky. My email address is here. It's becky@tradictive.com down there. We've also got support@tradictive.com. So again, another email address you can use if you have any questions. Now there's also, let me bring this up as well. There's also another place you can go, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky. From here, you can get different apps and platforms. You can book one-on-one coaching. And you can come down and you can ask questions in this public space, which now allows me to answer them there, which means that we can all come to this place to learn together. So ideally, that's where you go to post questions rather than email, but you can email if you want to. So the 3D market commentary, let's just bring this up. For those that do not know, we send an email every day out to our free members. And on that email, we have information on a handful of major world markets. And for each of them, we go through three different, we go through three different elements in terms of statistics, probabilities, likelihoods in these markets. So I'll explain what those are in a second. Obviously correlates with market data, so that's what we've got here on the right. So the three approaches, or the 3D approach that we do, the three different elements we look at, consist of, firstly, market climate. Essentially, are the probabilities that that market moves up, are the probabilities that that market moves down, or are there not enough probabilities in either direction? That then gives us an idea of whether or not we buy, sell, or do nothing. We use an app to help us with that. It's called AutoClimate. AutoClimate is a free app. On most platforms you can get it on. That's what it is down here. And AutoClimate works in the sense of if we have a thick blue dot, that tells us probability is up. Ignore the lines, by the way, just the dots. Thick blue dot, probability up. Thick red dot, probability down, and thin dot of either colour, probability neither way. So we use an app, we use technology to help us answer that question, where the probabilities are. Then we want to figure out where specifically should we be buying and selling from. We look for buy and sell UFOs. UFO stands for unfilled orders. And essentially what that means is where we are trying to find lots of buyers and lots of sellers. Now, the reason we want to find lots of buyers and lots of sellers is that lots of buyers push price up a lot of the time. Lots of sellers push price down a lot of the time. So we want to know where they are, so we can have an idea of where we should be buying and selling with them, because we'll have more probability that price does go up from the buyers or down from the sellers. Now, again, we use an app to help us, AutoUFOs. AutoUFOs show us where those buyers and sellers are. These little green UFOs with the prices on the right hand side, those show us where the buyers are. These little red UFOs, like these ones, with the prices on the right hand side, highlighted in red, show us where the sellers are. So we'll look at that per market. And then the last thing we look at, sorry, just here, is market volatility, how quickly we expect these markets to move. So we'll look at each of those elements per market, starting with the S&P 500, which is the top 500 US stocks. Now, on each of these charts, we are looking at daily charts, meaning we are looking at a daily time frame. Now, daily time frames, obviously different things happen on different time frames. Different things happen away from the daily chart. But what we're looking at here is relevant to a daily chart, meaning each of these candles is worth a day's worth of price movement. Okay. So with the S&P 500 right now, we have a thick blue dot. That's probability upwards. Now, we have buyers here at 4479.75 to 4436.25, and we don't have any sellers on this chart. So overall, probability up here with the S&P 500 on a daily chart. In terms of volatility, we'd expect that the top 500 US stocks would move up or down in a year of 18.54%. So in a day, that's up or down of 54.86 points. In a week, 120.77 points. And in a month, 251.41 points. That's the S&P 500. Now, moving on to the next market, which is, I can grab it there, crude oil. Now, as I load crude, just to point here to the different courses we do courses in stocks, futures, forex, backtesting, trading plans, and psychology. You can take a course in any one of them if you think it would be useful. Most of the courses come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps. AutoClimate, which is this one down here, is a free app on most platforms. You get it on anyway. AutoUFOs, however, depending on the platform, depends on the cost, but it is a monthly subscription to be able to use that app. You can subscribe directly to the AutoUFOs. You do not need to do a course in order to get the UFOs. Most of the time, though, it's actually cheaper to do it that way, so check that out. Okay, so looking at oil, we have a thin dot there. That tells us not enough probability either way. Therefore, do nothing. No point trading something that doesn't have clear probabilities. Now we have buyers all the way down here at 60.77 to 58.73. We have sellers all the way up here at 79.23 to 77.98. Not really close enough to either, current price is not close enough to either stack of buyers or sellers, so probably won't influence it today either. So overall, undecided there with oil. With volatility in this market, we would expect it to move up or down in 1 year by 46%. So in a day, that's 2.11 points up or down. In a week is 4.65 points up or down. And in a month, 9.68 points up or down. That's crude oil. The next market is gold. Let's have a look at gold. So with gold, we have, similar to oil there, we have a thin dot, not enough probabilities either way, which means don't do anything, no point trading if we don't have probability. We do have buyers down here at 1781.3 to 1753. And we have some sellers up here at 1873.3 to 1844.2. Again, we're kind of in the middle, unlikely that either stack of buyers or sellers will affect us today. Overall, undecided there with gold. Now with market volatility on gold, we'd expect it to move up or down in 1 year by 14.94%. So in a day, 17 points up or down. In a week, 37.42 points up or down. And in a month, 77.9 points up or down. Now, just to highlight here before I move on, about the coaching and support, we do offer loads of coaching and support for free on free platforms such as YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. We stream to all those places for free. We also answer your questions in our, what's it called? Like the forum bit, the question and answer section that I showed you at the start. We answer your questions there for free, and of course we'll answer our emails. So we do offer a lot of coaching and support for free. We also have a closed coaching community, which is a small monthly payment in order to have access to more of our time in a closed environment. But otherwise, like I said, we do offer a lot for free as well. Okay, moving on to the US dollar. As I load the US dollar, just to remind you that what we're looking at here is probabilities. That doesn't mean guarantees, right? So this is just what's more likely to happen, not what definitely will happen. So bear that in mind, of course. We still manage our risk in case we're wrong. We still might add other things on top of this to increase our probabilities. So the US dollar, similar to our other markets, probably because it's Christmas and there's not a lot of activity going on. Again, unconfirmed, not really sure what it's doing. Thin dot there on our auto climate telling us not enough probabilities either way. Now, not surprising, prices just kind of bounced around for the last few weeks, not really done much with the US dollar. We do have buyers down here at 95.595 to 94.965. They've already worked. At this point here, price came in, hit the buyers and went up from there. So buyers push price up. That's why we want to know where they are. We have sellers above us at 96.67 to 96.33. If we hit those today, we would expect them to push price down. But overall, for the time being, unconfirmed climate, not enough probability either way. We do nothing here on the US dollar. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect that the dollar would move up or down in 1 year by 5.44%. So in a day, that's 0.33 points up or down. In a week, 0.72 points up or down. And in a month, 1.51 points up or down. So that's the US dollar. So last but not least is backed Bitcoin. And I think we're probably in the same situation with Bitcoin from what I remember. as we are from the other markets, which is, yes, a thin dot, unconfirmed climate, not enough probability either way. Most of our markets today have been undecided. Again, probably because it's nearing a Christmas break, not a lot of trading activity, so price isn't really going anywhere or doing anything. Now, with Bitcoin, we do have sellers right above us between 51,975 to 48,650. And we have buyers underneath us at 47,947.5 to 45,465. Very, very close to each other. So we've got buyers and sellers very close, pushing the opposite direction. We've also got an unconfirmed climate. So again, hard to tell where the probabilities lie in Bitcoin today. In terms of volatility, we'd expect Bitcoin to go up or down in 1 year of 82.5%. So in a day, that's 2,532.24 points up or down. In a week is 5,574.48 points up or down. And in a month, 11,604.2 points up or down. So that's Bitcoin. Okay, so last but not least, we want to look at our weekly economic calendar. So we get this from fxstreet.com. We filter by high impact news. Basically just gives us an idea of which scheduled news reports that are coming out are likely to impact certain markets. So for example, today being Thursday, we have some news coming out as the market opens pretty much on US markets. So if you trade the US dollar or US markets, be aware of that. So for each of these markets, what we've looked at, each of our 5 markets that we've gone through, we've looked at our 3 different elements. We've looked at market climate using this app here called AutoClimate. Where are the probabilities? Up, down or nowhere? And in this case, for a lot of the markets, it was nowhere today. We've then looked at buy and sell UFOs. Where do we have buyers? Where do we have sellers that could push price up or down respectively? We've looked at volatility, how quickly we expect these markets to move up or down. And then we've looked at our weekly economic calendar to see if we might have increased volatility on specific markets. So hopefully that was helpful. Any questions, you can of course email me, becky@tradictive.com. You can go to tradewithufos.com/Becky. Get yourself some apps and platforms from here. You can book one-on-one coaching and you can ask questions here, which obviously enables us to answer them and have a place where everybody can come and learn from this area. Otherwise, guys, hopefully you have a great Christmas period ahead, a great New Year. We will be back next week for some more sessions, obviously after the Christmas break. So we'll see you guys next week. Again, any questions, please reach out. Otherwise, take care, have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.